No, I haven't. Hello,
Okay.
my name is Jane Orloff, and we are here today a little bit late for our hangout. I have Michael Wenniger sitting next to me, and I have Flo Knowles here with me on the video chat, and we're continuing our session about questions about food and dodging the toxic bullet.
Dodging toxic bullets with all concerns about the food industry and how our foods are being processed. For a lot of people, they had some questions, and I did quite a bit of research trying to find the best answers I can. And I'm sure people will be happy with the answers that I found. So, with the toxic bullets, they were things like the pesticides and all of just the way food is processed and how people can avoid or make better choices in regards to choosing foods that we put in our bodies. So,
Okay. I'm gonna ask you some questions so that you can answer them, and then we'll ask Michael Wenniger here for the solutions that he might have with the products from Essante Organics. So the first question I have is what does organic mean? People, some people might not know this information.
okay, that's a good question because we're starting to see the labels everywhere, and more people are starting to feel like, it's just advertising or commercial or just a trend we're going through because, it's marketing. People want more money. But what organic is supposed to mean, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, which is the USDA, is that the food was grown without the use of most conventional synthetic fertilizers or commercial pesticides. And also these foods have not been genetically modified, irradiated to kill bacteria or fertilizers with sewage sludge from waste treatment plants. And as far as the dairy and meat and poultry, organic animals are supposed to be animals that are only given organic feed with no antibiotics or growth hormones. So that's what the meaning of organic be. And in shopping, I found products that were labeled organic but had genetically modified substances in it. So this has been our rant, I guess, for the last couple of weeks in trying to encourage people to look closely at the label because companies are out there to make money and they will stick a USDA label on the front just to make you purchase it because we're busy and we're caught up in our lives. Just we don't want to think about so many things, but it's important to think about the important things, not everything. So, what's the next question?
Well, the next question I have is that if people can't afford the organic produce, what are their other options?
Okay, there are lots of farmers, I forget what you call them, like local farmers. That's a good place to shop. And also, can you hear me?
Yes?
Okay. Local farmers and growers. And also, if you absolutely can't afford to purchase all organic produce, these are I call them the dirty bunch because they have the highest level of pesticides and contamination. That would be apples, bell peppers, celery, cherries, imported grapes, lettuce, nectarines, peaches, pears, potatoes, spinach, and strawberries. That is what I would absolutely stay away from, especially potatoes. And they don't have on this list, but carrots I found on another list as well.
Michael Wenniger has something to add.
Okay.
I'll help out with the questions as well. I tell people that you're either, or when we talked about the first question about what organic means, realistically what it should mean is that the produce or the food has been grown completely without chemicals. You're either organic or you got chemicals. It's one or the other. It's kind of like a pregnancy. You're either pregnant or you're not. It's not like you're in between, right? So you're either you're using products and eating properly, which is without the use of any chemicals, and that's in that respect, that's trying to buy everything as organic as you possibly can. Now I know that we run into a situation where we can't always follow that protocol. So what we do is try and keep ourselves alkalized so things can process through our body very, very quickly and very cleanly, and use all your other products from an organic standpoint, your toothpaste, your laundry liquid, you can alkalize with the organics. You can your skin care, your hair care, things like that. If you keep yourself as clean as possible, when you do put something in your body that may not be as organic as you want it to be, it'll process very, very quickly through and allow the contaminants to pass through real quickly as well. Now, what was the second question?
People can't afford organic.
Oh, if people can't afford the organics? Well, you know what? That's a question that, you can put a price tag on. I read an article the other day that said this woman bought $75 worth of stuff, and it was a little bit less in her bag than if she would have just not, bought organically. But her remark right after that is, have you ever priced cancer lately? Have you ever priced these kinds of diseases? Because when you get a health issue that's bad enough, and there's enough of those going around, then not only do you have to pay for the things that you have to do to get yourself better, and the treatments and everything else, and everything that goes along with that, including all the emotions and everything, then you're forced to read labels. So either way, I would rather start now and have prevention than to have to worry about trying to reverse anything or have a cure. So you get as organic as you possibly can from an eating standpoint, and then you could, and I'm bringing this up, you turn to Essante Organics to buy your other products, all your daily habitual products, things that you need and use every single day, because here you will find those products for the same price as the chemicals you're already buying at the store. So that's what you want to do in that situation.
Thank you, Michael. We have a lot of more questions to go through, so Flo, I'll pass it back to you.
Well, I also add on to what Michael said. Before I started purchasing like shakes and ordering online, our grocery bill was averaging about $800 to $1,000 a month, because we were trying to make healthier choices, and the nearest Whole Foods to our house is so far away, so that's not even factoring in the gas prices. So it's just something people want to consider if you are going to try to shop for each individual product or produce and then try to go home and combine it. When you order the shakes and everything else, you're saving time and money, and you're getting probably better quality, I would say. So just wanted to add that. My grocery bill is about $300 to $400, but I was able to cut it in half by shopping smart. So you could go ahead with the next question.
So the next question we have is, people might not know as well, what are antioxidants? A lot of buzz around antioxidants on TV and everywhere, but could you cover that, what that is?
Well, it was quite simple. It's just chemicals that neutralize oxidation from free radicals. And a lot of people, if you want a good example of how free radicals work, a nice test is to cut an apple, and you'd notice the apple would start to turn brown very quickly. That's oxidation, a process of oxidation that's occurring. And similar reactions go on in our body. If we eat a high concentration of and the right amount of fruits and vegetables. This is what these fruits and vegetables do to our body, protect us from that free radical process. And I'm sure I'll pass it to Mike to comment also, because we have an excellent source of high concentrations of fruits and vegetables in Essante.
Yes, the thing about free radicals is that we can't avoid them in our bodies, and they do exist, and antioxidants actually rid our bodies of free radicals. Now, how much of that, do you want to rid yourself of? You want to look for something that's really extremely high in antioxidants, because, it gets in there and it basically zaps them out very, very quickly. We tend to have a product called the Organic Super Reds, which is the highest level on an ORIC scale, 167,000 per serving, 5.5 pounds of alkaline superfruits, and it's very important to get that oxidation in your system. So your OPCs, your adaptogens, your phytonutrients, things that are very, very important for energy, or things that are very important to diminish all the free radicals. Your skin, the way you look, and how your skin is on the outside is all based on how free radical damage or no free radical damage. So it's very important to get as much of the superfruits in your body and antioxidants to fight all the environmental issues out of your system.
Thank you. Well, the next question we have is, how do our bodies become acidic?
Well, we have natural chemical reactions that occur in our body, and byproducts of these chemical reactions. That's one way. Stress, which is part of life. Every day we have to live, we have to deal with kids and family and work. And the one that surprised me most, that had the greatest impact on our acidic level, was our lifestyle. And lifestyle in terms of food choices, and also how we go about our daily lives, managing stress. People who drink sodas, for example, sodas are almost like the #1 most acidic product you could possibly put in your body, because what happens in the process of your body becoming acidic is, every time, for each acidic particle, you need so many parts of alkalinity to neutralize that. So when these high acidic products enter our bodies, we run out of our alkaline reserves. And like, high acidity enters the body through processed food, prepackaged foods, sugary foods, white flour products, dairy products, alcoholic drinks, drugs, processed table salt, foods grown and processed with pesticides, preservatives, antibiotics, and hormones, and meat, chicken, and beef, and turkey. These are the most acidic, but the worst thing you can put in, one of the worst, is the sodas. And it talks about even like people having problems with their bones because of the acidic levels in the body. When your body starts to run out of the minerals and everything, it starts to borrow them from your bones and other places where it's more alkaline. So in our society, we have such an acidic way of living that we can't replace the alkaline reserves fast enough, which is why you'd want to find products and adjust your lifestyle so you can maintain that alkaline balance. Because I've also had the question where people say, well, can't your body be too alkaline? Yes, it can. But the way we live, in order for that to happen, you'd probably have to be living in a cave somewhere, no stress, drinking alkaline water. It's just natural that we're exposed to so much, like the processed foods and all of this packaged foods and everything else, that's causing us to not be able to replace our alkaline reserves fast enough. And I'll let turn over to Michael to share about some things we offer at Essante that can help you replace those reserves as quickly or pretty efficiently as much as you're using them up.
Thank you, Flo. And before Michael continues, also when you cover some of it, can you also answer the question of what actually happens in our bodies, what occurs in an acidic body?
Well, what occurs in an acidic body is a lot of it's a terrible issue, because what basically happens is your body starts trying to create more acid to push out all the bad stuff that's in there, including the acidity. So you're doing a double dose, and now your body's trying to fight against all these things, and it's pulling from the tissues, it's pulling from the organs. It'll start at the organs. When it can't pull from the organs anymore, it's going to go to the lungs. When it can't go to the lungs anymore, it's going to start pulling from the bones, and then we have a complete breakdown in our whole entire system. So what do? It's very simple. In order to keep yourself completely alkalized, you take alkaline greens. You take the greens like we have in the powdered form or the capsule form. You take pH drops. You put them in everything. pH drops will neutralize things. People say, well, Mike, I'm a coffee guy, and I know coffee is so acidic, and I just can't get away from it. Great. You can buy a whole lot of pH drops and stick them in there until you put the strip down in there and it starts coming out at 7. Then you've neutralized the drink, and you've actually created a situation where it will actually infuse some alkalinity into yourself. So you can do that, and you need to take really extremely good oils for a lot of reasons. But one real good reason when you're talking about alkalizing is oils will actually help push out the acidic ash and the things that you're trying to get out of your body, and the things that are left over that your body's produced to actually try and fight against the acidic environment that you've created. So you can't do it with just water. You can't do it with just greens. You can't do it with just 2 products. You've got to use all 3 in order for that process to completely work properly.
And Michael, can you still cover some other things, like why is it important to keep the balance, alkaline and acidic balance, and what happens when the optimal pH levels are achieved?
Well, when the optimal pH levels are achieved, you don't get sick. No cancer, no disease, no virus, no illness, no sickness. Nothing can live in an alkaline environment. Excess fat on a person's body cannot exist in an alkaline environment. Your body would regulate its own weight. It will also, you wouldn't have a need for weight loss products if you were properly alkalized, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm trying to look at the. Okay,
and just to make sure that Essante doesn't claim to cure cancer, it was research that was done by Dr.
Otto Warburg in 1931 won a Nobel Peace Prize proving that alkalizing cures cancer. So when you think about it and you get deep into that whole thing, if it's to cure, then naturally it's the prevention, and you'd also make it the reversal. So, it does, alkalizing is completely optimal health. It's, we always use the fish analogy. When a fish gets sick, what do? You don't give the fish antibiotics. You don't try and push a pill down the fish's throat. What you do is you change the water. Fish live in alkalized water. So when a fish is sick, change the water. Same with yourself. You have to change your internal environment. That's their environment that they live in. Your environment is inside your body. So you have to change just to get optimal health. And, just being alkaline will, help recovery in a lot of different things as well. So, it's the most important thing a person can do to themselves is alkalize.
Thank you. And Glo, I'm going to pass you the microphone, and you can add that you wanted to say something what happens as well.
I also found more information specifically on what occurs in the acidic body because the blood gets thick, and a lot of people don't know some of these things. You know, it causes like you to overcoagulate, and then there's a lack of ability to oxygenate properly, which Michael also covered. The cells cannot dispose of waste properly. This acid blocks the vitamin absorption and actually starves the body of essential micronutrients that it actually needs. It causes toxic buildup, clogs the pores, slows down organ function, prevents proper digesting, causing excess gas, bloating, and unhealthy weight gain, and also unexplained weight gain as well, or the ability to not lose weight. I see a lot of people, they go on certain diet programs, and I won't mention, has a lot of artificial foods and flavorings. Then they hit a plateau and they said, you know, I lost 40 pounds. I can't lose anymore. I've been eating the shakes, drinking the proteins and all this stuff, and nothing's happening. Well, I mean, you might want to check out what's going on. So we also have tightness, tension, stiffness in our legs, back, neck, and arm, and frequent headaches as a result of the toxic buildup in an acidic body. So it's important to alkaline your body because it repairs these injuries and it builds the strong bones, as I mentioned about the minerals being sucked away from your bones because it's trying to neutralize the acids. So this is all necessary for all of the alkalining is necessary for the body to function properly and detoxify, because the body has a natural detoxification process it does on its own. So everyone's so crazy about the buzzword detox, you know, they're thinking, oh, I need to go take some tea to make me start running to the restroom and doing all this crazy stuff to detox, when if you alkaline your body, get your proper fruits and nutrients that you need, create the environment your body needs to absorb these minerals, you won't have to worry about trying to purchase a product or a magic pill or formula to do the job for you, because the body is already designed to do these things for you. So that's all I wanted to add.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very, very good research, Gulo. I'm very proud of you because you nailed it right on the head there with everything that you just said.
And I wanted to add as well, because you know every ache and every abnormality and every hurt will have its inflammation, and in order to keep the inflammation down in your body, you need to alkalize it. And we have a lot of questions coming into like corporate, and I'll always ask Michael, oh, what do you have for this? What do you have for this? And his number one answers to everything is alkalize, 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 because when the body is alkaline, it actually heals itself. So you don't need a lot of different, you know, actually like different, what is it, like you said, people are so concerned about, oh, you know, we can't afford organic, but you know what, I haven't taken any pills, even pain pills, for the last couple of years since I, you know, started living healthier. So when you add up all the prescription drugs people have, all the, you know, doctor's visits and things like that, it actually, you know, if you compare, like Michael said, prevention is more important than, you know, treatment. And I see so many people, they spend so much energy and time in researching something that is not even concerning their health, like, for example, planning their next trip, you know, reading all the reviews of their which gadget to buy or things like that, and they spend all the time. But if they just took the time and went online and searched how to, you know, prevent, you know, how to be more healthy, and search what alkalizing is, and all the information is available online if you just look for it. And I, you know, I can't stress enough how, you know, important it is to prevent than to treat. And we're almost ending our hangout, and I wanted guys for you to know that Essante Organics has a special package. It's, I forgot the name, but it's focusing on alkalizing, and you can purchase
red, green, my body clean.
Yeah, red, green, green, body clean, and it has the super reds that we talked about the antioxidants, and it has the greens and the oils and everything you need. and you can purchase it below wholesale prices as well. So get back to the person that shared this hangout with you, shared this information with you, and find out how they can start, getting rid their body. And also, actually, Michael, can you cover maybe a little bit about how you always say the toxins that we put on our bodies for the longest time, using chemical food, shampoos and body soaps and sprays and everything is sitting there in our bodies and incubates, and it can't get rid of, like, from the inside, other than the alkalizing.
Right, exactly. Everything that we use, whether it's from our shampoos to skincare to anti-aging products, everything, including your laundry detergent and things like that, what you're using on your clothes and everything. When those chemicals enter your system, they never come out. They're not going to come out. They're going to go into a weak area of the body, whether it's an organ, and it's always going to be different on everybody at every different time. And it's going to sit there, and these chemicals are going to sit there and wait for more and wait for more, and incubate and incubate and incubate, and then all of a sudden, bam, you're going to have a problem, and you're going to have a bad doctor's report, and you're not going to know why that happened, how it happened, and so on and so forth. And believe you me, if you alkalize, you can push that toxicity out, but you can't keep putting it back in. You're going to have to find an alternative to use products that don't have chemicals. They do exist. So, you got to use 100% chemical free, and you can. So you don't want that buildup, because even by just alkalizing and using, then you're doing one thing good for you, but then what's happening is you're using all this other stuff. You're not going to create enough to counteract and keep yourself at an optimal level or at optimal health. Always having your body in battling mode. So it's important to do everything or as much as possible as you can.
Thank you, Michael. And I'm gonna close out the session by mentioning again, Essante Organics has a full, rapidly growing catalog of products, from skincare to baby care to essential oils, which essential oils is a whole another topic that we're going to be covering. And from weight loss to skincare to anti-aging and everything else, get back again to the person who invited you. And I'm gonna end this session, and we'll see you guys next time.